All right, everybody, how we doing today? We got Speed Freak 570 coming back with you with another upload, and today we're going to be doing something a little different. We're going to be doing another review of the Scat Pack, but only this time it is not going to be me behind the wheel because, you know, it's my car, I drive it all the time, and you get my feelings of how I feel about this car and the way that it drives all of the time. So we are going to kick it up a notch, and we have my friend over here, Bradley Road Armel.
Yo, what's up?
He's going to be doing the review for us today, so then we get a good understanding of how the car drives, so you guys don't think I'm blowing smoke, because it's like, yeah, it's my car and everything, and
Totally unbiased.
Yep. He's going to be brutally honest. He's going to tell you how it is, how it drives. Now, it is not 100% stock form. A little bit about the stock numbers on these. It is 485 horsepower and about 465 torque, and usually they come with 245s tires on it, and these are actually a lot different than the 245 Pirelli P0s that usually come on them. What I have on this right now is I actually upgraded the tire size a little bit. We actually have 275 Nitto NT 555 G2s on this currently, so it is a much bigger tire. It does offer a little more traction when you want to hit the throttle, and basically it gives you a little bit better of a driving sensation, in my opinion, and we'll get his take on it here in a minute.
Yeah.
But it does have an air intake that the previous owner put on, Magnum GT air intake, and then we also have stainless works 1 7/8 inch long tube headers into a 3 inch, well no, it's actually 2.75 inch all the way back with the Borla Attack cat back exhaust with punched cats, so it's a little bit aggressive.
Yeah. So are you saying that your rear tires, you're not square stance, you're obviously staggered wider in the rear?
Nope, it's the same all the way through. Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's square all the way through.
That's awesome.
Yep, they're 275s front and rear.
Nice. I mean, that's some meat.
Yeah. Oh yeah. She'll get down and boogie with when you want to, and it does offer a bit better sensation through the turns, in my opinion, as you will see here. We'll see what you think about it too, but it does seem to handle a little better going through the turns here.
Well, yeah, and we're about perfect because we're gonna turn onto the road here where we be a little bit more spirited. So, see what she has.
All right.
Brakes are definitely touchy, but it's always good to have good brakes when you're pushing this much weight with this much power. So.
Oh yeah, 4,300 pounds with no driver in it, and it's got a lot of power to it.
Oh yeah. Just be careful around this turn. Woo! Well. It's a nice, smooth feeling power, actually. I was expecting my head to be ripped off, but like, it's fast, but it's like not really tame per se, but it's linear. You know what I mean? You don't feel like you're gonna die. You feel confident. You know what I mean? So that was a pretty decent pull. Let's see how it handles around these bumps. See if it upsets it a little bit. Definitely tell. Does this have full independent? I'm not sure about these cars. Like,
you know, I'm not even too sure, to be honest.
I feel like it is. I feel like there's no live axle or anything in them. Feels like nice. It feels pretty planted, actually. I think these tires are definitely a good thing. All right, we'll be careful around here.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah, we'll be careful here, as you can see.
Yeah.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah. Woo! That was a nice number.
get having fun with it, but that's what this car is for. Believe it or not, this is not my daily driver. As everybody knows that I did just recently get a 2015 STI, and we'll also get Bradley's input and review of that as well, because I'm going to be putting one up here soon of my input. And I love my cars, and obviously people think because you're the owner of the car, you're going to be a little bit biased towards it because you are the owner, and
it's not always like meant to be like that. Sometimes it just happens, you know what I mean? You're not really thinking about it, but then again, after you drive a car for a while, I mean, some people sort of are like, they want more and more and more, and then they think it's slow. You know what I mean? But I think this one, though, will always put a smile on your face, for sure.
I do believe so. Every time I'm in the passenger seat this time, and every time you hit that throttle, it just puts a big old smile on my face.
Yes.
So
it's amazing.
It does handle pretty nice in my opinion.
Didn't upset the rear like I thought it would, so that's good. These are planted, that's nice. I'd say though, I'm not pushing the corners too hard because I'm not 100% sure, but you know, I'm just easing into it, right?
Right.
So you gotta, up this next section though, there's some nice, you know, back and forth.
Swooping turns.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Slightly upset on the bumps, but it's not too bad. That's why I feel like there is you know, the suspension is fairly good. Like, no offense to you Mustang owners out there, but I've driven a Mustang, and with the live rear axle, those things hop around like crazy in corners like that. So you gotta be it's a little squirrely sometimes, but it keeps you on your toes.
Right.
You know?
And being a previous Mustang owner, I can completely relate to what he says. So
have you ever done that? Like, you hit a bump and just like ass end just wants to walk a little bit on you, and you're like, oh shit.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But that's the hair raising, like, oh my god, like stuff. Like this is
This is smooth. This is so power. Smooth. This is performance at you don't need to be a very skilled driver to really get this car to do what you're trying to get it to do on the roads.
100%. Absolutely.
Where something like the Mustang GT, like my 2013 Mustang GT, if you wanted to play, all right.
I got a little sideways.
That was awesome. But like the Mustang is, you had to be a skilled driver because it would throw a wrench at you every once in a while, and you didn't really know, it wasn't predictable on what it was going to do, unlike this car. This car is pretty much going to do what you pretty much think it's going to do, which is very nice. Like I said, it takes a lot of the skill out of driving back roads, but obviously you still have to know where to be, know how to plant your tires, know where you want to hit your lines and all that stuff. I mean, there's still an experience level needed to be able to go fast on roads like this, but it's definitely not anything like the Mustang, where you need to be able to know how to counteract when things go wrong, because let me tell you, having driven one like that on back roads before, things like to go wrong. It is what it is. It's a rowdy muscle car that likes to be performance oriented, tries to be. It's got a lot of power for a straight line, and that's pretty much all those Mustangs are good for. Unless you're rolling into more of a performance line like the GT350 or the GT350R. Here, let me do this here quick. Get a little bit of that defrost going. She gets down in boogies.
Yeah. I won't say what it was, but we're good.
It's clean cut, and if you ever see us out here on the roads, we'll show you. We'll make you understand.
Yeah. That was that's fun. WNL Subaru.
Yep.
Good dealership.
Good dealership right here. We're passing WNL Subaru. That is where I purchased my 2015 STI from. So they are very good customer-oriented people. They love to take care of the people that they work with. So you can definitely go and pick a nice Subaru up for them for a reasonable price. 40,000 miles on my 2015 STI Launch Edition, and it was $2,000 under 30,000.
That's awesome.
So it's completely, nothing's wrong with it. Brand new, just some miles on her. So,
oh, yeah. So now we're I'm excited. I'm actually excited to put it in D, go through town, see how livable it is in a, I don't know, a more urban environment, I guess you could call it, or however. Just through town, see if it's. I feel like it's quiet. Actually, it's actually pretty.
yeah.
You know, when you're not on it and stuff, this is a nice. I could actually do this. We're turning at 1,000 RPMs, roughly, maybe 1,100, going through town, about 40 mile an hour-ish, and you don't hear a peep out of it. Now, of course, just a little bit of, you know, it growls a little bit there.
All right.
But this is actually really livable. Do I feel its steering getting tight? Like, does this have electric or like some sort of?
Yep. And then you can also there's a bunch of different features on here you can show, and I'll show you here once we get it back to where we don't need to be talking about the car on the road. Something we want to show you on the road, but you can actually you can adjust, fine-tune the sport mode and performance of this car within the apps in the car. So you can adjust, when you press the sport mode button, you can make it be a relaxed, more comfortable feeling. You can actually loosen the steering up. You can put it on race steering, which is going to obviously make it a lot stiffer, a lot tighter, so it's a lot more precise when you're trying to throw it into the turns. But you can actually put it on comfort mode.
Yes.
So then it's very loose, very, you know, comfortable Sunday drive sort of steering and handling.
Now, does that mess with the throttle response too, like to make the throttle not so like?
That's more of more fine tuning you can do. You can put it on. You can put it on track. You can put it on sport. You can put it on just normal.
Yeah. See, like for towns, a lot of people like they like the throttle to be a little less touchy. That way, they're just kind of smoothly going into it. You know, if you have really touchy throttle, I don't know if anyone's ever experienced this, but if you have a touchy throttle and you hit a bump, it'll like woo, woo, because like your foot literally bounces off the bump, and the throttle's so darn sensitive that it just
right.
Every little undulation, you know, like that's pretty touchy. But like, I'm also not used to the car. What mode are we in right now? Do you know?
This is just normal, plain Jane, nothing different.
Cool.
And we'll show you on the screen what all you can adjust and everything once we get back to the crib, and we have a little more freedom of what we can show you, because we are also on the road right now, driving, doing the road test. So we'll show a little bit of that feature, just because it is something that you will want to know if you're thinking about maybe going out and purchasing one of these. They are very susceptible to mods. Big power mods though, with the 6.4 392 in it. If you go on big power adders, superchargers, never seen one of this model as far as any chargers. I've never seen one turboed, but I'm sure it can be done. But it's definitely something you're gonna want to look at into transmission upgrades for sure. Right now in this is the 8HP80, which is going to be, it's going to be all right. It's going to be pretty much a throw in from the factory that they're looking to handle, you know, what the car is supposed to be able to handle. So when you're really throwing big power adders, you're going to want to think about doing some transmission upgrades. For this, I'm looking at a built 8HP90, which is the stock Hellcat transmission. So that is going to be good up to, you know, somewhere around 600 to 650 foot-pounds of torque. When it's built, you're looking up at like 700, maybe a little over 700 foot-pounds of torque on the transmission, being able to hold safely. Obviously, you can try to push it, but everybody knows you don't want to be spending those bills on a transmission. So,
nah,
yeah.
Now, I'm really excited. Really excited for the next one.
Yeah. When we come back for number 2, it'll probably be about 2 to 3 weeks from the date of May 6th. This is going down to Fast Westchester, and we are going to be getting new pistons and rods, which is what I was getting at as far as when you're going big power adders. Fail point in this are going to be the lifters and the pistons and rods, and we're getting all that replaced. And we are also getting a 2.9 liter Whipple supercharger kit. It is what they call their stage 2 kit. Comes with everything, new fuel injectors. It comes with a booster pump or a regulator to pretty much spike out the voltages on your stock pump. I might just have them see if they can sell that or get rid of that and maybe just get a straight fuel pump so we don't have to worry about it, and then we can just go upward from there when we're ready for it. But as far as that goes, get back on track. 2.9 liter Whipple supercharger kit going in this, and it's going to be, we're going to bring it back and do a round 2 with Bradley and myself of the review of the Scat Pack and what it is going to be like with the hopeful 600 plus wheel horsepower that I'm pretty darn certain we're going to be able to achieve those numbers. Just doing research, seeing other people who've done this to their car in actually warmer climates, so with a little bit of a cooler, not as humid, a little bit of cooler temperatures, we should be able to get a little more horsepower out of it.
Yeah.
Now, not anything insane, probably talking like maybe 10 more horsepower, 15 more horsepower because of the weather conditions, but I'm thinking we should be able to easily hit about 215 to 220 to the wheels in this with, you know, just the long tube headers and the supercharger, and then down the road other things. We'll explain more, and I'm rambled on about this kind of stuff in other videos that I have done.
Yeah, this is actually a great experience. We were just driving it for a good, I don't know, I think I marked it at around 10, so we were like about a good 6 minutes, and this thing is actually really, it's actually really tame when you just wanna chill. Like, it's not, this is really livable. I mean, it's a 4-door, guys. It's a 4-door. So if you have kids, right, you know, you have a good family vehicle. I mean, don't get me wrong, Cody, he made it a bit louder. I mean, but then again, his kids might sleep really well at night since they have to listen to this all day. Like, I mean, I don't know if you have kids. I think you have. I have a son. I have a 4-year-old son, and this is, out of my 2 cars, this is actually his favorite car of mine that I own. He loves the way that it sounds. He loves the way that it drives, and he loves the speed in it. I don't go crazy, but he does have me put down the throttle once. Of course. I just love that feeling of, you know. Yep. Like, so we do a little. We throw the pedal to the floor maybe for half a second here, just so he can feel the thrust, all the torque throwing you in your seat for a half a second. So he enjoys the heck out of that. Oh yeah, for sure. And I remember when I was younger, you know, I had my parents did that too. Like, I can't say I wouldn't do the same effect. Right. So heck yeah. Yeah. So yeah, we're just. Lots of bumps here. It actually, it's a little stiff. I mean, but it's a performance-oriented vehicle. But I could say though, it's definitely livable. I would buy it. I would. And for this price mark, I think you get a lot of performance for this price too. There's a lot of features, a lot of performance. You get a lot more in a car from what I paid for this, which. The sticker price on this car, 2017 Scat Pack Charger, and it had some add-ons to it too, and they didn't take that into consideration into the price, but the price tag on this was $36 with 10,000 miles on it. So it's not bad considering it's usually about, you know, $48,000, $50,000 car. So, and then with the trade-in on my Mustang, I paid $25. So I mean, as far as what was coming out of pocket, I got a steal for this, and then out-of-pocket charges for the supercharger kit and everything. We'll have to see what it actually amounts to coming off of the dyno, but I'm going to have saved almost $15,000 to $20,000, and I'm going to be pushing Hellcat numbers. Yeah. So It's not bad.
No.
Really. And you have a little bit more of a displacement, you know, advantage too.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I know you guys want to hear more of that, so we had to do it.
You just gotta. This is literally the best of both worlds. It is a family, daily drivable car with a loud exhaust and a lot of horsepower. So you can keep it quiet when you want it to be, and you can let it scream and hit big power numbers when you want to.
Yep.
And you can get dirt nasty with it out here on the roads. I mean, you really can. I just wish that you could see exactly what we've been doing and how we've been doing it, but it's pretty damn fun and amazing. So we'll come up around here in these last few turns, get a last few words from Bradley, and then we'll sign off here, and we'll we will catch you in the next few weeks with a 600 horsepower mammoth monster.
So yeah, my overall opinion, it's definitely you know, you can feel confident behind the wheel for sure. I'm not sure, you know, it could be the tires. I don't know how these things handled with, you know, the factory with tires and whatnot, but I can definitely say the way this one sits, Cody's car is definitely very confidence inspiring. And the brakes are amazing. I mean, these are probably
4-piston Brembos.
Is that what they are?
Yep.
Yeah. You don't have to worry about stopping. You can stop for sure. And that's the biggest thing. Like when you start throwing big power at cars, and some people will do it later, but there's no shame in it. But like having the brakes adds that much more confidence. I wouldn't want to have a car this fast with crap brakes. I mean, I own an 07 Saab, and you know it pulls pretty good, and it still kind of has trash brakes. You know what I mean? And I can cook them in one stop, and
yeah.
And I feel, and it feels terrible.
I'm better witness.
Yeah, and you just feel like you have no brake pedal, and it's like, ugh. All right. So yes, it's very linear. You're not getting yanked around a lot like you would think, but it will give you that feeling of being pushed back in the seat, and angle. Yeah, you'll get pushed back in your seat, and you're pretty good to go with this, especially even if you have family. I mean, you have your girl sitting next to you, you have the kid in the back, you know, yelling for more
power.
Yeah. And yeah. Oh yeah, you have.
Yep. And then also it does have a pretty big rear view camera, reverse backup camera, whatever you want to call it. Big camera shows you where you're going when you're going backwards. But anyway, as soon as we get planted here into the parking spot, I will show you how you control those features that we were talking about, and then we are going to say goodbye. All right, so basically what we have here is, and it's gonna flicker a little bit here, but that's okay.
Refresh, yeah.
Yep. You're gonna go to apps here, and then you go to performance control, and then you go to sport mode setup, and then this basically here shows all the stuff that you can do. You have your steering, your traction, paddle shifters, engine, and trans. So this is what's going to come on every time you press this little button here. This is sport. So basically, when you press sport, it doesn't always mean it's going to be sport. You could have it at a comfort steering. I'll put it on. Sport mode is activated, right? The flag's up there.
Yep.
So when that flag is turned on, that means your sport mode is activated. So now, right now, he is going to be normal traction, comfort steering, and right now the engine and the trans is on sport. So we would actually want to click that with the very loose steering that we're going to be having. So you can actually go ahead and turn the wheel, and you can feel how much different and how loose the steering is.
Yeah.
And then you can go on normal steering, and you can feel it stiffen up just a little bit more. And then you go sport steering, and it is stiffer than shit.
Yeah, especially when you're tracking.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yep, so you have all that, then you have sport traction. I usually keep it on monster mode, is what I call it, right there.
Yeah.
Where you go right across the board, that's gonna be your maximum performance. That's what you're gonna wanna keep it on if you're going to the track. And if we would've had the sport traction on, we'd have been getting a lot more squirrely.
Right. But I, even with it in normal, it's like, I felt good. I'm sure sport, you know, might make you pucker up a little bit. But yeah, it was a great experience overall. As I said, just the power is linear, but it still puts a smile on your face. And honestly, for the money, I think it's a good value for sure.
A good value and a good buy.
Especially even if you're into modding, for sure.
Oh yeah, and we'll show you exactly what we're talking about as far as mods go here in the upcoming video once we get the car back from Fast Westchester. Anyway, that's gonna be all the time we have for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the content. Bradley, thank you, big help.
Yep.
I'm glad you enjoyed the car ride.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, just listen. Get them bald eagles screaming. But anyway, that's all the time we have for today. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Leave the comments down below what you think of the Scat Pack and your guys' input on what you think of the car and what you like about the car. Anyway, we're gonna be rolling out here, so enjoy the rest of your days.
Later.
We're going out.